Welcome, everyone, to the 19th hole. This is our very first attempt at live streaming the 19th hole, so yeah, bear with us because we may stuff it up.
If I walk away, you know he's annoyed me.
Because right now our screen's down there, so we can see what you're seeing, but the camera's up there, so we've got to look at the camera because that's otherwise we're both.
I can't see what's on there.
Yeah, I know. But you've got to look at. You talk to them. You've got to talk to them. All right.
I'll look down there until I talk to you guys.
So this is really cool too, and this is very nerve-wracking for us because we're live on YouTube, but we're also live on Facebook too. So we're split streaming, multi-streaming it's called. And I only found out how to do this during this week, so this is all new ground for us.
It's been around for years.
All new ground for us. All right. So if we miss a comment, we apologise. If we drop an F-bomb here or there or seven, I don't know. Yeah, oh, great. We've started already. Welcome on a Friday night. Sorry for our younger audiences.
Well, look, it's Friday night and footy's about to start. I'm getting warmed up.
Get the swears on.
Well, the Bombers playing tonight, so it could be an interesting night. I might watch the whole game. I might only watch the first quarter.
So I've got this sort of blue screen behind us. We actually didn't have time to set up anything sort of good here in the studio, so
we're better anyway. So,
yeah, you got to look at us rather than that. So, but next time we do this, we're not going to do this every week live. We thought we'd give it a crack and see how you guys go.
We'll try. We're going to try and do it, but I mean, life's going to get in the way. Sometimes we might be too busy to be able to do this. So.
Oh, and we'll definitely be influenced by you guys. Whether you want us to do it on a Thursday night, do you want us to do it Friday night, do you want us to do it during the daytime, depending on where you are. Like, so if it's lunchtime for us, it might be not time for you. So, your feedback will sort of dictate how this goes. Yeah. As always. So, and we got a question.
Hi.
Hi, John. Hi, all. How are you? Good to see you.
I just saw that pop up. Oh, there's a question. Hey.
We've got in front of us, we've got Facebook and Instagram going at once. We've got 1,000 windows open at once, so it's kind of hard to see it all at the same time.
Luckily, you've got a decent sized screen TV for your computer.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking for future efforts, we're going to need multiple screens.
Maybe it might be easier.
Yeah, like a comment screen and a screen.
Or we could just hire someone to work behind the scenes with the other crack so we can just have the questions.
That would be nice. Sit them over there in the corner and they can sit there and answer questions. So. If anyone wants to do a behind-the-scenes production role for us,
for free.
Yeah, for free
at the moment,
or you can pay us. That'd be great. Send us a direct message on Facebook or YouTube, and we'll think about it. That'd be really cool to have someone come in and help us out.
So what's on the agenda tonight?
So we played the Wood End Golf Course last week.
I'm still sore.
Yeah, that was some steep hills.
Well, not so much the hills, it was me falling over twice. So if you haven't seen any of the footage yet, the dirt all over me, or if you have seen it, the dirt over me, so I bagged him out for nearly falling at Midlands Golf Course in Ballarat.
I'm glad you didn't say Mudlands.
It was a very, very wet day. I had my spikes on, and I misplaced my spikes. I blamed someone else in the video, but I couldn't remember where they were put. And I found them, luckily, but it was too late. I'm walking down a fairway that wasn't that steep. I just stepped and I actually pushed my buggy forward, and I just stepped and then I just went down, and that was the end of me. And from then on, I was wet, I was cold, and I was muddy. That happened twice, and both times I landed on my elbow and on my sore arm, and now I've got sore neck pains. But anyway, look, when you fall over when you're 43 years old, it happens.
What I love it was literally the first fairway. Yeah. Like, it was so early in the round.
30, 50 metres after I finish saying you, karma will get me and I'm going to fall over. I literally took another 20 steps, I reckon, and down I went. The worst part was too, and both times I fell over, I had to rein the laugh in to make sure you weren't hurt first. I was like, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. It's like shit. But it was still bubbling away. The second one was worse because I was on such a steep slope going down to the green on the back nine.
Yeah.
It was on, actually, if you look close enough on the camera, when Trevor's hitting down the hill after he drove the ball right near the green on the 13th.
I don't know. I didn't realize.
I know, one of the holes. You can actually see some marks on the ground that go like that with your legs. And I couldn't stop myself because I had my putter in one end and the camera in the other, so I had to go. And that was a great day. Look, Wood End Golf Course is spectacular. We done the signature hole on that a little one. We could have
11th hole.
Yeah, we could have had two signature holes.
That's come up in a minute. We'll show it to you in a minute.
Yeah. We could have had two signature holes. It was such a good. Like, that back nine was insane. That'd be up there one of the best back nines I reckon I've played. just for the difference.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said in the review that it could use some bunkers and strategically because there are a lot of shorter par fours, right?
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong, I love a short par four because it gives that temptation of like, okay, I can hit this, and I've got a chance of birdie.
Yeah.
But if you put bunkers in there, you can really, really mess up someone's round by putting, like, especially for you, putting some bunkers in the right spot and make it really hard.
In saying that, I didn't hit a bunker in the game we played yesterday.
Was there any bunkers where we played?
Yeah.
We played yesterday, Cobden, didn't we?
Yeah, there was at least one a hole.
Yeah, I don't think I ended a bunker there either.
No, I don't think we played either side. I think we actually hit straight.
The other thing too was they obviously had a huge amount of rain.
Yeah.
The fairways were a bit soft on it the last few falling over.
Yeah. But it wasn't so much wet; it was like surface water as well because it was.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole state's had. If you're living up in Queensland, right, we're not bagging you guys out. You guys have had a massive downpour.
Oh, they had floods as well, yeah.
And it hasn't stopped fully yet up that way. We haven't had that rain, but we've had a lot of rain compared to what we've had over the last, say, 6-8 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I played footy prior to COVID, prior to having a heart attack. I was playing football. I could have played in runners in June, July, August because it was up. I used to play up in Central Victoria. It was so dry.
Yeah.
You could have almost played in runners. Nowadays, like you look at some of the footage that's coming through, and it's just everything's satched up there. So
yeah, it's held up reasonably well, and the greens are pretty good though.
Yeah.
I kept saying they're surprisingly quick considering how wet it was.
Yeah.
I
don't think there's much traffic. I mean, we saw one other person.
Yeah.
Oh, we saw 3 people on the driving range, and that was it. No one else actually played the course.
It's weekdays in winter are always going to be like you get it. The weather's not too bad if you can avoid the rain and the wind. So you can have days where you can walk around the course and take your time and enjoy it.
We were on there for 5.5 hours.
Yeah, well, part of that was because the 10th tee, if you haven't been to the course, the 10th tee is sort of up high.
Yeah, the 9th and 10th way up.
And the course clubhouse and the car are down there, and we didn't pack lunch, being idiots. So I wandered down the car and drove into town and got lunch and brought it back. That was an ordeal. Like, it was some steep shit coming up the hill.
I was sitting on my phone, because I wasn't going down the hill, no way. So I was sitting on my phone to hear this. Going up the hill. I'm like,
yeah, because there was clearly a sign that said this way back to the clubhouse, and I'm like, but the clubhouse is there, and I can see a path. So I took the path, being a stubborn idiot.
Yeah.
I walked down the path. I got to the end, and there's a drop about sort of yay high to the ground, straight down, like the slippy. And I'm like,
the worst thing was if you actually read the sign properly, the sign went over that way, and it went down the path that we walked down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
At the end of the round anyway.
Well, I got there, and I did this sort of crab walk along the top of this hill until the point where I could just leap down to the path below. So I learnt my lesson. I should read the signs and follow them.
Yeah. But when you go and it's 19th hole, I'm yawning.
Something different.
When you go to courses that you've never played before, and
you learn it all.
You learn. And, well, we a few times we were like, well, where do we hit? Do we go there? We didn't know, and there was no one in front of us. The same yesterday at Cobden. There was no one in front of us to know where to go. I mean, we could have played the wrong hole. Who knows?
Yeah.
It seemed to work out.
One thing that was interesting that happened on the back nine was we got to that hole, that long, not long, but the par 5 that took us uphill at the base of the mountain.
It's 440 odd metres.
Yeah, but not long, par 5. But then you go on up this path up to the top, and I think I said in the review, I'm really bugging. I could use some sort of escalator. And sure enough, there's the rope there at the end of your press.
You just hold on it. That helps you go up the hill. It helps pull you up the hill. You just hold on the rope and it helps pull you up the hill. It was a brilliant idea. I thought, this is great. And
Paul Tinker, one of our followers who often puts comments in, he sent me a photo or sent us a photo on an email of him actually going up and holding the rope. And I'm like, man, how did I not see that there? I'm sure there was
right next to the green.
I'm sure there was a sign too that pointed you there, and I didn't see it.
I don't know. I'm not too sure what was going on with that, but yeah, that was I mean, look, when we got to that top of the hill, we played the front nine, and you're walking up and down a few hills, and I honestly thought the back nine was awesome. I think I said to you, where's this massive drop off of a hill?
Yeah, it's coming.
And you're like, yeah, it's on the back nine somewhere. And when we dropped off, when we got to 11, and we dropped down, and I thought, shit, we're gonna walk back up this.
Yeah.
But that whole back nine was, well, you dropped right down into one of the greens, right down next to a lake there. And then you had that awesome, like that big long par 5 that we teed off from what felt like someone's paddock. Was that far away from it. Like, you're literally in the corridor of trees.
Hey, it's really cool though.
Oh, that was awesome. That almost reminded me of, we said on the Ratho farm with the fence there. But if you took that fence away, you could almost say you're back at Marysville, like you're hitting out of those trees like that.
Well, it's one place you definitely don't want to top a ball. because I reckon you could get in a lot of crap there. I'm just going to try and open up the chat for YouTube. Sorry, guys. That's all right. All good. We're going okay.
He's fiddling again.
Fiddling. I like to fiddle with.
Well, look at yours.
One thing I read today about the Wood End golf courses, which was really interesting, is that they've just been granted $417,000, if I remember correctly, dollars to do up the clubhouse. So that's
that's gonna be awesome.
That's wicked. So
I mean, there's no clubhouse there. I mean, there was a clubhouse there. But
it was all locked up. Yeah.
Yeah, we probably. I mean, we were saying that we probably could have hired a cart, but I mean, it was that wet. I know some of those hills, I don't think a cart would have made it up.
Yeah.
We would have been going backwards, especially with our weight in it. She would have been bold for sure. But yeah, if you're not fit, definitely, and you can, definitely take a cart around Wood End.
Yeah, if it's not too bad, like you say. So the 11th hole this week was the signature hole.
Yeah.
We're going to have a check it out now. So bear with me while I
Warriors t-shirts and then my terrible putt.
We'll be back in a minute.
Righto, we are here today at Wood End Golf Course, the 11th hole, signature hole time. Now, we've done some pretty, in before. We've hit over water, we've hit, through some forest. We haven't hit down a cliff before. Look at this. It's 160 metres, it's 159 to the centre of the green, according to the rangefinder. Straight downhill. This is going to be interesting. So I've got an 8 iron, trusty 8 iron. Like I said, it's 159, but it's downhill. There's not much of a breeze, there's a little bit of a breeze, it's actually kind of annoying rain, it's really light, misty crap. It's still cold, I'm really overplaying golf in winter in Victoria. Need to go to Queensland, or somewhere warmer.
But it's better than being at work.
It's a lot better than being at work. Sit down. Centre cut.
Centre cut.
Right in the centre of the green. Now, the problem we do have with this is we don't know where there's no flag down there. So we're not actually sure exactly where the hole is. Fingers crossed we walk up there and I'm right next to it.
So I'm a little bit nervous about this because I don't hit mine as well as Damien does, and I generally get a lot of air as it is. So this may go above the clouds. If there any commercial airlines around, watch out.
Imagine the height, you get the splat and you get a really high shot off of this. Well, that's gone up.
That's gone right though. Way right. Way right. I think that's about 6 feet on the ground. That's a steep cut.
Oh, this dude's about to die. Don't do it. Golf's not that bad.
Stick man dead. So I've got a wee bit left off the tee shot.
Right, Evan?
That's all right because it's Damien's sig hole. So it's okay.
It went right.
There's no pin, which makes it difficult. But Damien's ball's kind of my line, so let's use that as the line. Oh, just hit it fat like a stupid man. Stupid man.
I don't know if the camera's doing that justice, but like seriously, that's unreal.
It's for par. I didn't mean to hit quite so high. That's a pretty good result. Mr. Rules Man over here won't let me borrow his putter, so I've got to hit mine with a wedge. Oh.
You were the lazy one that said I don't want to carry 2 clubs.
Mr. Rules Man. But the good thing about the holes being full of water, cleans your ball off for you.
Well, considering we didn't know where the flag was,
The hole was just...
where the hole was, because there's no flag, I'm going to put that down to luck, but I did aim for the hole, for the green, so I landed on the green, so that's a bonus.
There's only ever been one birdie in the signature holes. There's no pressure on Damien at all.
There's no pressure. I'm the only one that's got a double bogey, so yeah.
No, I had double last time.
Oh, damn it.
Get in!
Oh, it didn't hit all these little spiny things here.
So close!
That is an absolutely cracking hole. It's short, it's very steep. The walk down is incredible. Short little steep par 3. I like a nice little par 3. Almost birdied it, got a par, happy with that. If you want
Let's just ignore the part where you're going to talk about go and watch another video because you actually are watching another video right now, live.
That's right.
Before we talk about the Signature Hole, we've got to introduce the beer of the week because
Yes.
we're out of muddle. So, what do you got for us?
So this week, this beer is called Dos Equis, or 2X. It's a Mexican beer that Trevor got because he couldn't pronounce it, and we figured out what it was.
I went to Woolworths before, Coles, Liquor Land, whatever you call it, to get some beers for the show, and I'm like, what's a beer I can get that he won't be able to pronounce?
We worked it out.
Yeah. Well, even my son was able to pronounce it really well. I'm like, how the heck did he do that? And he's like 11.
Yeah, it's definitely a
So you're going to give that a test. Every week we try test out a different beer. So Damien going to give this one a live taste test.
a live taste.
Like, I'm really keen to see your reaction.
Yeah, hold that.
Thanks.
Take it home if you want.
Thank you to Matthew Finch, for pointing out the comment.
Glasses on.
Yeah, I'm an old man. I can't see properly. Thank you for your comment. Really, really appreciate it. We will check out the Masson and Is it Masson? Malden. Sorry, I see my eyes don't work. I see that L looks like a C to me.
Yeah.
We'll have a look into it. Thank you very much for the readout. If you really want to tell us what course to play next, join us on Patreon, patreon.com/TreadhamGolf, because that's where we will take requests.
That just tastes like Corona or any other Mexican beer.
We just generalised every single Mexican beer.
No, it does. It actually tastes like the same as a Mexican Corona. It's actually not bad.
That's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, let's give it a go to that show and see.
No, that's good. I'll enjoy drinking that.
So the 11th hole, that was. You read about it in the thing saying that you get to the top, there's a massive drop off, and it even said on the website that that's the signature hole, which is great. I'll get rid of this bottle here. That bounced a lot. Yeah, and you read it, but then you're up there, you're like, shit, that's a long way down.
Yeah, and it's so deceiving because, like, you think, like I said, get down and on my ball, and it was on its way down. Obviously, it's just come straight down.
Yeah.
And landed where it didn't. I mean, well, we didn't even. There was no flag. I looked through the rangefinder to see if we could see a hole.
Well, I got a comment from the course saying it's weird that there was no flag there, so I'm assuming someone pinched it.
Yeah, so I should check the houses around it.
Yeah.
One of the kids may have gone on there and had some fun. But yeah, look, it was a great hole. I loved it. I had a great time on it. And
She's a small green, which is really cool, but
it's got like the slope. So where the flag was, that was the flattest part of the whole green.
yeah.
And it had that little drop down. So I mean, if you landed on the top side of that, you're going to have a fair putt down. Well, as you found out, it took you 16 hours to figure out the pace of those greens.
Yeah, well, that's just me.
But they were fast. And there was some greens on that back nine that were solid, like hard.
Yeah.
Even though it was wet, they were hard. You'd hit the ball at them, and it was like hitting at a dry green.
What would be really cool, I reckon, with that hole, and this is the person who likes to design courses in my mind here coming out, but if they raised the back of the green and made it sort of like the two-tiered green, where it back to front. Because you imagine if the pin's at the front or back, and you hit that green from that height, and you get a touch of suck back, it's going to go down the front of the green. It'll be really cool to watch, and it'd be a real challenge too.
I saw a shot on YouTube today, or one of the socials.
Yep.
A guy hit one out of a bunk, and he got that much spin on it, rolled back into the bunker. I don't know if you'd done the two ball trick, as it skied.
Yeah.
And it landed and got that much suck back, it rolled all the way back into the bunker. This is good.
I saw, what was that? It was the US Open last week. I watched the feature groups. It was like 1 a.m. I should have been in bed, but I wasn't. And I was watching Adam Scott, and he hit his approach to one of the greens, and it landed on the green, and it had the tiniest bit of suck back, and then it rolled all the way down back to his feet. Just like, that's so disheartening. Like, he's hit a cracking shot, and it just comes all the way back, and you got to do it again. Bit of tin cup in it.
I done that at where was it? Oh, when we were at Queenscliff on the 9th. I chipped it, and I was like that far from getting onto the flat.
Yeah.
And it hit, and it stopped. For some unknown reason, it gripped in the wet.
Yeah.
And it stopped like that far from going on the flat, and then rolled all the way back in.
Well, I mean, back to Wood End, the same thing happened to you on the second hole where you were up high doing the Anakin Skywalker moment, the Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you hit down, and you're not a flop shot person, admittedly, and you hit a reasonably good shot there, and it landed short, but it just
down the greens.
And that's the depths of winter. You imagine on a summer's day,
would have rolled out with your ball.
you could literally have putted that from where you were, and got a reasonable result.
I don't know, the grass is a bit long.
Yeah, but in summertime you could putt it.
I was a bit scared of I would have been a bit scared of snakes in summertime. I was more worried about like swinging too much on my foot moving and still falling over.
Oh yeah.
I had no. I've actually gone out and bought a new pair of shoes since, but I had no traction on those shoes at all. It was just slicks.
Well, it was good for a laugh though.
And I was, the best one was when I buried the ball.
Yeah.
I just tried to get extra backspin on my from my 7 iron, and I think I just hit it too high into the mud. And that was an interesting shot.
Now we got a little bit of good news from Facebook this week, and Facebook has these really ridiculously high eligibility. I can't say that word. Levels to start doing things on Facebook and earning money. We qualified for stars. Yeah. Now I didn't know what the hell stars was up until now, but now I do apparently. Is that there's a button somewhere if you're on Facebook below where you can actually give us stars, and it's like I think it's like a 1 cent per star, and you can if you like what we're doing or the content, if you see the button there, you can hit the button. And we've got a little goal, and I don't know if you're in the chat on Facebook, you can see help us get a new Panasonic 24x zoom camera. I'm an absolute camera nerd. I love my cameras. I've got 2 of them currently, and I want to get a 3rd one
because we need them.
Yes, but this one lets you zoom like it says 24 times. Because what we really miss on our channel is being able to zoom in and see the ball landing on the green. Because if you do it digitally, it looks like shit.
Yeah, I made a video today, and I think it was on the signature hole from Woodend, from Cobden yesterday, and I actually zoomed in on one, and it just, you can't see the ball. Everything goes all blotchy.
Yeah.
And that one you hit from like 60 out where you hit flag.
Yeah, which is a difficult, because that doesn't happen very often.
That was an awesome shot. The only good thing of that was the green I chipped it in on, so
yeah,
that doesn't matter. But yeah, you couldn't.
Not that you guys have seen that yet, and you probably never seen that. I'll just delete that file.
I've got it on my
Yeah, I know you did.
No, but like I can zoom in enough. I'm trying to zoom in so you could actually see it land and that, and it looked crap.
Yep. So I can't remember what hole it was that I was on where I was on the top of the green. It was somewhere in the front 9. I think it was like the 3rd or the 4th hole. But there was it 3rd, was it?
No, 4th.
4th, yeah. Really tough. Like, there's a lot of shots, and I imagine it, like again, I keep saying in summertime, imagine there'd be a lot of slippery shots in that course. This is this week's How the F episode. I'm going to just swing on down and check it out now.
Welcome to a How the F do I get out of this, or how the F do I get out of this. I'm at the back of the green here. I kind of hoped my ball would roll back down to the hole. It did not. I'm a little puffed from walking up the hill. Now this could disappear in an instant if I hit it too hard. And also it's got a lot of slope left to right, so I'm going to aim up the top here. Hit it hard enough to hit sort of, I'm hoping around here-ish, and then let it roll down to the hole. Let's go 1 of 2 ways. Either roll down to the hole, go off the green, or let him way short. That's 3 ways. Yeah, good math. Oh, not a bad effort. It's very quick. Even though it's really wet, it's very quick. But that is a tricky shot.
That's an understatement. That's a really difficult shot.
Nah, Mum said I had one like that, and I just tipped it and landed right into the hole.
And then rolled off the front of the green and down the other side.
Yeah, but it was a big green.
Yeah, but mine was like, oh yeah, okay, and I putted it in, so I think
I like how you went, oh, really, like it was close and it like went about that far from the hole.
From where I was standing, it looked close. I mean, you know, yeah. But it looked good from where I was standing.
That's all that mattered. Proof is on the camera, but anyway.
Yeah. So next week we're going to be at, well, we've already been, but you're going to see us at the Cobden Golf Course with the signature hole coming out on Monday.
Yeah.
That was a really cool. It's quirky. 14-hole course.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played a 14-hole course before.
No, it said 12, and we introduced. I noticed today we introduced it as a 12-hole, and then we ended saying it was a 14-hole.
So when you watch the review, and if you've seen this, you know we're stupid.
Yeah.
But you probably know that already.
Well, yeah, and the worst thing was that, anyway, it doesn't matter. I won't get into that part of it, but no, look, it was it was a challenging course. There wasn't many straight holes other than par threes.
Yep.
There's a lot of dog legs. There's a lot of really sharp dog legs. And the par fives were fairly straightish, but they were still dog legged a little bit. And
yeah, it's another one of those courses I reckon would be really good in the spring, summertime, sort of not so much the depths of winter. But
I think they said it had Santa Ana grass on it, which I think goes perform better during spring and summer.
Yeah.
Or summer and autumn, maybe.
But anyway, that's next week's review. So you'll see that on Monday and Wednesday next week. I want to give a massive thank you. Thank you. Is that the right word? No. Massive thank you to our Patreon followers. It really is the lifeblood of our channel. And as you imagine, it's a hard thing to get out there and play all the golf courses in Australia. So the cheapest tier, if you go over to patreon.com/TrenhamGolf, there's a link below. You can go, there's a $3 tier or $2 US is the cheapest tier. And you get behind the scenes stuff. We put it up there all the time. Each course we're going to do behind the scenes videos. You get early access to all our videos except for live streams, obviously, because you can't get a future look at a live stream.
What?
I don't know how we could do that, but maybe we could work that out. But if we work that out, it'd make a lot more money.
If anyone works at Google is watching this, is there a way we do that?
But anyway, yeah, it's less than a cup of coffee a month, so it's really good value.
Less than a cup of coffee a day.
Yeah.
And it's a one-off monthly payment, $3. Like it's
yeah, and we do put a lot of work into getting the videos up earlier, getting the behind-the-scenes stuff. So anyway, I'm not going to bore you with the long pitch, but
you're going to do this week you'll see an interesting one of me putting 15 times for that bar. Like it just wouldn't go in the hole. It just every time it just kept missing.
Yeah.
It was anyway.
But thank you very much to our patrons. Anyway, we love you very much. We're very grateful. Thank you for joining us on Facebook for our very first Facebook live stream.
Yeah.
Thank you for our live streamers on YouTube. We really love you. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe because that makes a huge difference. If you haven't liked and followed on Facebook, you probably wouldn't have seen this video. So, but like and follow there too because we're trying to get 10,000. We've got 6,000 on Facebook. I'm trying to get 10,000. We're trying to get to 1 million on YouTube. So if you could tell 999,000 friends, that'd be fantastic.
If you've got that many friends.
Well, if not, then make some more
friends you got.
Make some new friends and tell them to subscribe to us. We've had a really cool first time round. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave some comments and let us know what you think of this live stream idea, or just turn around and say to us, "Hey, dickheads, go back to the course and do it there because it's much more enjoyable."
Yeah. There's a lot less of Trevor talking.
Thanks, I appreciate the feedback.
All good.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time if I can work out how to end the live stream.
Stop.
Is there
end the live video?
Yeah, that's the Facebook one. I'm going to end both. Bang. Bye.
That was cool.
Is it still going? Are we still on? I'm going to go back. Stop there.
This is a preview.
Stop streaming. Yeah.
Well, something happened at YouTube. That was a preview.
Right. It's off.
Yeah, so it said one video waiting, and that turned